Hey y'all, and welcome to PolitiBrawl. My name is Brian, and Donald Trump stops his own rally in its tracks because he has to point out this amazing member of the crowd that isn't just eye-catching, it's absolutely historic.
But what it all means is under Crooked Joe, a single individual earning $75,000 a year will pay almost $2,000 more in terms of just the tax hike alone, and a family of four earning $165,000, that's a lot, dollars a year will see at least $3,000 more added onto your taxes, which are already high. 73% of Americans are now living paycheck to paycheck. That's the highest number ever recorded. Think of that, what that means, though, paycheck to paycheck.
It's awful out there, y'all.
So what does that mean? You get fired, you lose your job, you get sick, and you can't live? This is the highest number ever. It's up at a number nobody ever thought they'd see. Yet Crooked Joe Biden wants to raise taxes on top of that and raise business taxes, which will lead to the destruction of your jobs. And it's, you know what, ultimately it's just going to lead to the destruction of the country. We have so many negative forces on this country. Uncle Sam is right here. Look at him. You are perfect. This guy's the best. He's like a perfect Uncle Sam. He goes, we need you. That's right. Thank you, Uncle Sam. Get up here for a second. Look at this guy. Man. Wow. He's in good shape. He's in good shape. Thank you, Uncle Sam. Look at this guy.
The last one you signed got lost.
Oh, I'll sign it.
Yeah.
Give me, I'll sign it. I'll sign it for you later. Yeah. He asked me to sign it. I said, I got to make a speech here, Uncle Sam. Good-looking Uncle Sam, though, huh? Give me a pen, somebody. Let's get Uncle Sam taken care of. Come on. Give me a pen. I got to get a pen. Let's go. Yeah, good. Just throw it up there. Give me a pen, please.
Oh wait, he's gonna do it.
You think Biden can bend down like that? I don't think.
No, he can't. Have you seen him walk?
Where's Uncle Sam? Here's your pen back. Thank you. Uncle Sam. You got it, man.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's nice.
I have had the wonderful fortune of meeting some very good cosplayers who dress up in this historical garb and literally become these characters. I have met multiple really good Theodore Roosevelts, a couple of good John Adams, and one really, really good Thomas Jefferson. And they were out there walking around the Capitol building and the archives, I believe, on 4th of July. And that was so much fun. And this guy is Uncle Sam to a T. I think he looks better than the poster. And by the way, joining us is the ever-intelligent Paul Stone, CEO and president of Colonial Metals Group. Mr. Stone, welcome in. And what did you think?
Thank you very much for having me. Great to be back. I agree. There are some folks that when they costume into the original garb of colonists, the early American, they do take on that persona. And it's incredible to see because it gives you such an incredible contrast to how they spoke and how deliberate they were back in the old days versus how much slang we use today or how much just we kind of slouch ethically and slouch mentally. They were very sharp. It's a great example.
And this guy is quite literally Uncle Sam. And what Trump does, I love it. Autographing the hat. He just made that man thousands of dollars. Who wouldn't want an autographed hat like that and just set it up on the mantle and say, hey, this is the family keepsake now?
Yeah. Right.
So
please.
Okay. Because where I want to go to next is just the energy that Donald Trump just exudes. It is so much fun to watch. I am not the fastest person on earth. I don't have that kind of energy. He has the kind of energy that says I only sleep for 2 hours a day and I just get things done. and compared that to the current guy we have in the White House. It is just a saddening thought to look at the presidential candidates we have and go, do I want the guy who's lucid, intelligent, loving life, or do you want the guy who has to be on a whole lot of drugs, for lack of a better word? And when I say drugs, I'm not talking about the hard stuff. I'm talking about vitamin B12 shots. I'm talking about the ethical side of this, okay?
Mhm.
So one guy just has all this energy, and it fascinates me that the media is just holding up Biden the way they are compared to the way they're constantly denigrating Donald Trump. Because one guy clearly needs to be in an old folks home, and the other still seems like he's loving life. He's still acting like he's 50.
Yeah. To me, there are some old sayings politically. One of them I don't appreciate too much, but it's probably true, that we get the politicians we deserve. And so when I look at Biden and other presidents that were like him, especially now in our modern times, I see the illustration of just how gigantic the portion of this country is to celebrate resistance to going for it, to celebrate the resistance against crossing over fears and living in any glory whatsoever, to literally build a system that makes it okay to not really try for anything. Life throws curveballs at all of us. We all are born with some fears that we got from our childhoods and later on, and things that didn't go very well that might make us skittish about things. But to me, the greatest thing about a human being is recognizing that overcoming fear is our mission. It is what bonds us. It's why this country came into existence in the first place. And this is really sad that here, after 250 some odd years, I'm losing count, or it's 300 years of our country being here, we are at this point where it looks like it's at the end. Because if half the country is willing to accept the plausibility that life is better when we don't have to fight and go for it on our own and own our own, responsible for our mistakes, and it's better to scapegoat, blame, and tear statues down and just destroy the other person that still represents high energy and dedication and commitment to hard work, when that president isn't voted in unanimously, it's just a sign. Joe Biden is a sign, and whatever this candidate will be when the election comes up in November is just going to be another sign of the horrific state of a great portion of this country's mindset and what it is sunk to.
It's a sad thing to think about, really. And furthermore, this country was built on the backs of the greatest generation, in my opinion. Everything about current American policy goes back to the Great Depression, World War II. And I believe that was the origin of Uncle Sam. So it's an ironic tie-in here that you have one side that is so patriotic. I'll give you a personal example. Right before I graduated from school, I went to just out of morbid curiosity, a Bernie Sanders rally. There was not an American flag in sight. No one was being patriotic. It was all about Bernie Sanders. Right. It was just shocking to me. So I don't understand why one side has just completely abandoned their patriotic ideals. And furthermore, we have an even bigger problem. It's the classic: hard times create strong men create good times create soft men create hard times. We are at the soft man stage, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's a sad state of affairs, because I constantly go back to the way this country has just been brought into existence, brought kicking and screaming away from the British Empire in the late 1700s. Then about 80, 90 years later, and technically the founding of our country, I believe, technically is 1787 with the new Constitution. And about 80 years later, you get, I don't like calling it the Civil War because it doesn't meet the requirements. Plus, I'm from the South. I won't call it the War of Northern Aggression, like some of my neighbors. But the Civil War was about 80 years later. And then what happens 80 years after that? World War II. World War II was 80 years ago. We are in smack dab in the middle of a new cycle, and it terrifies me. However, I do believe in the ability of actually a lot of young Americans. We have just seen all these ridiculous protests, and the only people that seem like they are preserving American ideals are young Gen Z men. And it's just wonderful to see.
That's great. I pray to God that there is a crop of folks that are coming onto the scene that will remember what made this country great, how it started, and that greatness needs to be maintained. And it's not something to gloat about, and it's not something to necessarily envy. It's something to support, and it's something to pursue.
I completely agree. Well, this has been a fun conversation, Mr. Stone. By the way, y'all, this is the CEO and president of the Colonial Metals Group. Go check him out. Check out his website. Y'all, thank you for liking and subscribing. Catch you on the next one. And until then, y'all have a good one.
Thank you.